Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Param Ishwaro Guratmeti Murti Beda Vibhagine Yomabda Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Sabhavedanta Sedanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Satguru Pranatoshimaham Om Shanti 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 Om Namaste Om Ishwar 11th chapter verse 24. Indeed, I am frightened at heart by seeing you, who is touching the sky, who is brilliant with many colors, whose 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 mouths are wide open, and who has large fiery eyes. I do not find courage or composure, O Lord. So it's there is a lot of descriptions that recall the second chapter when Arjuna was receiving instructions to begin battling, but he was afraid to see the destruction that was going to happen. He was inferring, he was doing an inference. He say, no, I mean, this is unavoidable. There will be bloodshed here. But now he's not just getting to that by inference. He's seeing it. So by having this Vishvarupa, he's basically seeing that, that the Lord is the one destroying everything that is created, and therefore he starts amplifying that intuition that there will be a lot of good people dying, and he sees it in actuality before it was taking place. So he was very frightened, and he was fixated with the Lord's mouth, as we know. It's like seeing a movie. Certain things we close our eyes because we don't want to see certain violence. This is stupid. I don't want to look into it. So he should try that. But since it was not the physical eye, it was the eye of wisdom, there was no way he could close the eyes of wisdom. The eyes of wisdom is the eye of knowledge. Once you get, you got it. You cannot go back to ignorance. So that is the good side about knowledge, yana, atmayana, because that's once it's got, you can never forget it. You got it. And in one hand, it is the blessing of self-knowledge. But on the other hand, when you look into terms of Vishvarupa, it can become problematic, but it's only problematic because Arjuna is not seeing what he's seeing by his own maturity level. He did not get to the maturity to see. He said, no, just bring a fake maturity, and then he was not prepared to see it. So it was a very strong impact on Arjuna's mind. It was the Lord symbolized as Kalan, the time principle. He could see many beautiful things. You are effulgent. There are stars. There are many wonderful, wondrous things, planets and stars and universe, different colors. So he sees the Lord in its beauty, in its glory, and so on. But he was trying to not see the gods, Ishvara, the Lord, Bhagwan, as the destroyer as well. So when you try to avoid a certain thing, your mind keeps bringing you back there somehow. It says here, It's like people developing negative patterns of thoughts, try to cancel those thoughts that were reinforced by years and decades, traumatic experience or something like that, that creates a lot of fear that those kind of experience come back to visit me. So people want to get rid of that repeated thought of concern, fear. And then they go into practicing positive thought. But it's not that simple. To have a positive mind, thinking and acting in a positive manner is a natural process that has to be conquered by maturity or personal development or spiritual growth. It does not happen just by repeating a mantra, a positive mantra, although words are energy and energy have their own frequency. But we talk about thoughts that have gone uh, roots in the unconscious mind, subconscious mind. No, it becomes like traumatic memories, traumatic impressions in one's unconscious mind that keeps coming to the surface again and again. Well, maybe I'm gonna have that trouble again. So it's not that easy to cancel those things. You need to go through a gradual process of healing through knowledge, understanding, clearing those karmas, revisiting those events in life that that somehow conspired, so to speak, to produce a certain attitude, negative attitude or fearful attitude. So it's not that simple. And he was trying to see the beautiful aspects of the Lord as the creator and the sustainer, but he couldn't help himself, to see the destroyer. So it was saddening Arjuna's heart, you know. I have lost the clarity, the steadiness of heart. I am disturbed. I feel weak. And again, I'm back in the same situation on the second chapter when you were trying to help me to do the right thing. I'm back to that. And all because I asked for this vision, how stupid I am. To ask for a vision that I'm not prepared to see. I have lost my peace of mind then. I have lost my tranquility. I have become a restless mind. So Kalan, which is a symbol of death, has a negative aspect. So as we know, time, it manifests itself by not only the destroying element, but it's also the originator, the creator. In time, things are created, in time, things are sustained, and in time, things are destroyed. Everything is happening in space-time. But we're okay with the birth of a new babe, with the growth of a new babe, but we are not okay with the death of an old person. So time brings about these quote unquote negative elements such as sicknesses and old age and death. As we become older, this is an important insight here. As we become older, uh, we become weaker. Our immune system becomes weaker. Our joints, everything goes down. So we experience discomfort, pain, illnesses, and this is a byproduct of the passing of time, as we know. So all these adversity, they become stronger because my body is declining. The organism is going down. You know, the sense just go down, all the organs, the inner organs go down, the mental organ goes down, everything goes down. If you have any doubt, listen to some of the delivery, the talks of Dayananda a year or two before he left his body. Was not good delivery. The mind was too weak. The mind, when it's weak, it's not really, it's not inspired mind somehow. The mechanism is weak. It's not the brain. The brain is something else altogether. The brain is a mean by which the mind interacts with the world. People believe that the brain is everything and the mind is a byproduct of the brain. No, Vedanta makes it very clear. So mind is not a byproduct of the brain is a byproduct of the mind. And the mind is a byproduct of that which we really are. So disease is just around the corner, and then comes a time that we say, I better never go to a hospital. Why? Because I was a mathematician and I like statistics. And then I discovered that 78% of people dies in the hospital. It means to say it's the worst possible place to be. You know, you have to avoid that place. So you start looking around and seeing that time is coming for you as well. And when you keep thinking about, oh my God, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, and if you're not prepared, you know, we cannot blame people that never talks about death and find that should be a taboo, a myth. No, let's not talk about that. Let's pretend that we live eternally here. Because of their condition, it's the most disturbing thought there is. You know, the death. You don't want to think about that, and then you don't go to how you say when people die. There is a memorial. How you call that in the USA, Lynn?
I think a memorial service is right.
Yeah. We don't go to the cemetery when they take the body and put in the hole. We don't do anything associated that because we don't want to be remembered that time is coming for each one of us. No? And it's so disturbing for the Anyani that we cannot even blame them for avoiding, even to consider the idea that they are going to be consumed by time themselves, you know. If you're not prepared to think about that, because the whole structure of our education is to go, 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 and never think about that. Somehow I always was attracted to see a dead body. It was something fascinating to me. The first one that I saw was my uncle. And then after that, I was like, wow, you know. I was in India when my brother died at early age, you know, about 7 or 8 years ago. I was playing satsangs after the seminar of James. And then my brother says, oh, our brother died, so on. And then I say, oh my God. So I was, you know, a little bit shocked. But I said, okay, okay. And I'm buying a ticket and I'm going. I did so going direct from India to Brazil. And I asked him, please take several pictures of him, of the dead body, and send to me because I want to see it. And then he thought I'm crazy. I don't see any purpose. What is it going to do to you to see the pictures of the dead body in the coffin? No? Some people, they attract to something that is the only certainty in life, is that anything that is born is going to die. And I want to face that before that face me, you know? So my first guru, I can't mention the name, otherwise Silva is going to pull my ear later on. My first guru, he was a crazy short guy, and he used to go to the cemetery. Every time people are going to be burned because they died, he went to see the body and this and that. He had this fascination with that, and people believed he was a bit crazy for that. But in India, things are much more natural. People make music and dance, celebrate, at the how you say in India, Mark? Buried.
In the burial ground.
Burial ground, yeah.
Cremation ground, yeah.
Cremation ground, thank you, cremation ground. Yeah. So how are we going to have peace of mind when our time comes? That is the fundamental question here. We have to prepare our mind by not avoiding this simple, more certain aspect of our human experience, that our time will come. So I can have peace of mind if I develop this peace of mind, not avoiding that thought, but facing that thought with a certainty that I, the physical body, will die. But I, limitless consciousness, was never born. I was never born, therefore I will never die. Verse 25, having just seen your mouths, which are fierce with tusks, and which are like the fire of dissolution, I do not recognize the waters, nor do I find peace. Be gracious, O Lords, who is the abode of the universe. So not only he was seeing the mouths and the teeth and the tusks, and he said, oh my God, now there is another element to Kala here, which is fire, that which burns everything to ashes. We see in India the cremation ground. So now I see the fire, I see the mouths, I see the teeth, I see the tusks. I'm seeing everything that is scary to us, I lost my sense of direction. I don't even know where I am, what is north, what is west, what is south. I lost, I cannot even recognize the direction, the four directions, the four quarters. I lost my mind, I lost my peace. So here the Lord is being represented by Pralaya Kala Agni, the element of fire. As we know, the elements have an incredible power to destruct, and in the Christian Testament or Bible or scriptures, they say that in the Noah era, there was a destruction of this life here, our world, with water. And somewhere there they say that the next one is going to be with fire. So destruction can come by the very elements that compose our physical body. So even earth can destroy us, earthquakes, the collapse of the earth, and it's just going to bear us alive, So the earth may destroy us, the fire destroy us, the water destroy us, and the air destroys us as well. Air, yes, is going to dehydrate our entire body. Just get lost in one of these deserts and see how you're going to die. The entire water of the body is going to be sucked out by the air. That's why the environment in which we live has to have a certain degree of humidity, water in the air. Otherwise, it sucks from our body, and then the doctors are going to say that it's dangerous, very dangerous. This is the dry season in Brazil, in India. It's you have to add moisture to your environment, otherwise you may lose your water. So there is only one element that does not do anything to us, and that is space. Okay? Space does not have a property that could destroy living organisms, because space is just that which gives room to everything which is basically composed by the four elements, and the fifth element, which is that in which the four elements get together to produce the element, the configurations from the Prakriti of Maya. According to our scriptures, at the time of pralaya, the creation is gradually dissolved. So this is the theory of the apparent creation and the apparent dissolution. You have to understand that it's all in the realm of appearance, okay? But within the appearance, things are designed so intelligently that the projection goes through an evolutionary process, and the destruction is also gradual, intelligently designed dissolution. How so? You know, the five elements are there, and then it's said that each one of the denser elements resolves itself back into the immediate denser one, okay, in the perfect order. The earth's principle is dissolved in Jala Tattva. So the earth goes back to the water. The water resolves itself back with whatsoever earth was in there, back to fire. Fire resolves itself back into the air. The air dissolves itself back into space, and the space resolves itself back into the supreme intelligence, Tattvaguna, the Lord. Everything goes back to the source of this creation, which by its own term resolves itself back in Nirguna Atma during the pralaya. And Swamiji says that this process happens not only in this physical material dimension, but in all dimensions, in all 14 lokas, according to our scriptures. Everything is going to follow the same process, reverse order. And we have to remember, when we say that this is a physical material universe here, it does not mean to say that superior lokas are not physical material lokas as well, because energy is matter. It's just much subtler than the energy that we access here through our sense apparatus. We obtain it as physical matter, tangible matter, but that can be challenged by science, even by science nowadays. So all lokas, we are talking about matter, very subtle matters, and the subtle matters, they have to be pulled back in the same sequence, you know. So meaning to say the subtle earth goes back to the subtle water, which goes back to the subtle, and so on and so on. Here we have what we call earth, water, fire, air. We say this is material elements. Oh, material elements, yes. But then, even though we can see, but I don't see anything material about space. And then the scriptures say, no, it's material. And even science nowadays is proving that you can bend space for purpose of certain time travel. And the air as well, you say, no, I don't see anything material about air. No, it is material. It's more tangible, more dense than space, and so on. So everything is matter whenever Maya wakes up from his nap, the whole universe unfolds as it was before, according to our scripture. And everything is matter on different frequencies of energy, okay, vibrations. But the elements are there, vibrating exactly according to each one of these locus, which are being perceived by each one of these individual souls occupying those proper instruments of experience, meaning to say bodies. The same way we have a body to enter the dream state, the same way we have to occupy a body to enter the deep sleep state, and then we use this body to interact with the physical world of the awakened, the waker. So in every loka, the scriptures say that you're gonna have a specific body to enter. And how are you gonna get this body? You cannot say, I go to Brahmaloka and I want to enter there. And then the Ishvara system is gonna look at you and say, okay, let me see, just to keep in terms of frequency of energy or vibration. Yeah? Let me see your vibes, let me see your vibe. Let me see your energy here. As you know, I mean, you cannot enter Brahmaloka because that is a very refined, and you need a mind equally refined that can resonate, with that loka. And then only then at the gate you're going to be receiving a proper body to enter there. So in fact, there is no question of body, but it's, in theory, it says that it's a body. It's your mind. The mind is just refined. It resonates with the same kind of environment in this duality, experiential and experienced, and the mind has to go into that realm of duality experience according to its refinement. So Arjuna is there, all freaked out, seeing the tusks, the tusks and the fire, lost the sense of direction. He's talking, and then he gives an example that north, south, west, and east, they are just imaginary sense of direction based on where you stand. So as we know, when we stand in the United States, we say the east, the far east is there, Asia. When you stand in Asia, they may say the far east is the northwest, because if you go a little bit farther here, you're there in Washington State, California, and so on. So it's just but anyhow, but he lost his sense of direction because he lost his mind. One thing that we have to understand in this passage here is that a mind which is anticipating raga and dvesha, pleasure and pain, is a disturbed mind. Or any anticipation, people who talks in terms of think positively and you're going to create that positivity to you, think big and be rich, okay? So any sort of repetition as a means to anticipate things that you wish to gain is going to disturb you because it's a declaration of being lack something. It's a declaration something is missing, I'm incomplete, and I feel like this, like that. Therefore, I need to manifest these things for me. That is already suffering, being, demonstrated by wanting something. And you can also play with anticipations in regard to what you fear. One is what you desire, another is what you fear. So anticipation is a problem. That's why Since the beginning of time, they say it's better to live here now, here now, here now, without anticipating. And somebody may say, "Ah, no, but we are always here now." No, mentally here now. You're always here, but mentally you are trying to control your future, attract something in the future. You think of tomorrow and remembering the past as well. So a disturbed mind is a mind that is always remembering tragic events and anticipating future potential tragic events, trying to prepare and do something to avoid that experience again, or remember pleasant events in the past and try to hope for, anticipate, even if by doing some action or just like believe that thing can go rich, you know. But you're gonna do something to attract your object of desire. This is all suffering. This is all samsara. Therefore, the mind is disturbed. And the mind of Arjuna is disturbed for what reason? He's anticipating the destruction that's going to happen in the battlefield. And Krishna might say, forget about that, just fight. You know, later on, we're going to come to see those 20 people now, 10 people that are going to survive. There is a passage that Krishna says that. But here Swami goes somewhere else and he says people need to have a lot of maturity not to be disturbed in life because there is so much suffering. And people lose faith in the Creator. They say it's not possible. I always was told that the Lord is a compassionate Lord and so on. And now I see so much tragedy, so much suffering. So natural calamities or wars initiated by men, women usually does not go for it, even though nowadays women are also there supporting wars in this crazy period of time, some women. But anyhow, so many people who are apparently innocent are being destroyed in this war. People from my side of the battlefield. Swami reminds us that a lot of people turn to materialism and atheism because they can't cope with the tragedies which are brought by life itself. Life, as we know, is a process of experience of favorable results or circumstances and unfavorable. Vedanta goes to the extreme to say that there is no such a thing in reality as favorable and unfavorable. There are only circumstances. So it is our basic condition that is going to project and label it. This is favorable, this is unfavorable. Equanimity is a wisdom that allows us to accept both, you know, knowing that things are what they are. And if I'm tied up with my expectance, I want punya, I want favorable, I want pleasant experience only, and then I'm setting myself up to suffer. But if I don't want to suffer, I need to be a super powerful yogi in a way that I control the field of experience and I attract only punya, favorable, pleasant experience. But it's easy to understand that that is an impossible mission because the system Ishvara, the karmic system, is going to deliver us what is in our karmic process. And it has a certain purpose. It serves a certain purpose. And sometimes people abandon the concept of God, like my aunt, just because her husband died at the age of 83, 84, and she became a very miserable old lady without him. She stopped going to the church because she lost faith in God. Immaturity. And people go to church beginning believing that they are really spiritual, religious people. Now, only as so long as things are happening, are going my way. Therefore, people lost their minds, people lost their balance, and they pray to God, please, please, please don't bring more adversity in my life. Be gracious, and so on. The verse 26 says, all these sons of Dhritarashtra, along with host of kings, bhi.ma, among them Drona, and that son of the charioteer, along with the prominent warriors of ours, are entering your mouths. So he's saying like that all kinds of people are being destroyed. People that he loves, such as bhi.ma and Drona, among others. Even he saw his own son being destroyed. A little bit ahead is going to see. Tragically, he saw his own son being destroyed. So how can he handle such a situation? A lot of people have no problem to see, myself, I'm dying, but to see my son and my daughter dying, the attachment may be greater. This is the irony of the situation. When you try to avoid certain thoughts, you build some energy around avoiding these thoughts because it's so devastating anticipation. It's a situation that it's so, unsettling. It's so devastating to one's mind. You have to try to build a lot of energy not to go back to that thought. But that same energy is going to attract back that thought again and again because it's an energy based on fear. And fear never going to pacify one's mind. So you need to just see what it is, develop the maturity to accept the situation, which is a helpless situation, and do the best, which is to fight this war, Arjuna. If you just get to that point, you are going to stop thinking of this because you are only thinking of this because unconsciously you are trying to figure out a way to avoid this war still yet in this 11th chapter. You're still resisting to do what needs to be done. The mouse is always appearing because of this fear that he wants to avoid, and he's now find a solution. The solution is this spiritual wisdom that Krishna is trying to deliver, but now Arjuna is so disturbed, and it's his fault. He asked for this Vishvarupa darshana. He got this incredible zoom vision. He's seeing on the macro level everything, and he's not prepared for that. He's getting a close-up vision. Again, remember, here Lord's mouth is just a symbol. It's just Kalan. It's just Shiva, the destroying principle. If you look at Kalan as the mouth of the Lord, this is just a mythologic, Puranic, symbolic vision, presented by the scriptures. But fundamentally, Kalan is a better symbol because Kalan is that which not only destroys everything that is created, but it is in time things are maintained as well, in time things are projected as well. And everything that is project is this project. Everything that is construct is deconstruct. Why so? Nobody knows. Nobody needs to know. It's just a fact. See the fact as a fact. Oh no, there must be some terrible entities. There are people who fall for extreme radical conspiracy theories. They are just destroy us for this reason, that reason. But no, look around, insect, any creature that is put together is put apart in the end, deconstructed. It's in the nature of this apparent order in which my Ashwara, yeah, this intelligence beyond our intellectual capability to understand, mix up these energies to construct these inert beings and the sentient beings all around the cosmos. And everything has its time built into it, even the mountains, even the entire cosmos is supposedly to come to an end. Is this scientifically? Now we have a lot of hints come from the scientific communities as well, So how does Bhagwan eats up everything? And then Swami says, gradually. So how he's going to consume our physical body, our life energy, our pranas, everything gradually will decay, will just decline, So he is not in a hurry. This is again more symbolism to scare the hell out of the people studying the Gita here. So he's just eating you up with great pleasure and with no rush. It's not like these people that put everything in the mouth and swallow right away. No, he's eating you gradually. In fact, you already eaten up, you already gone. Papaji used to say, if you live in samsara as a samsari, you're already being destroyed by the huge crocodile, which was a symbol as well of samsara. Which crocodile? Is that what's going to consume you gradually through the entire lifespan of yours? And you think you are living, no, you are being consumed by time. So how to get rid of the jaw of this huge crocodile? As we know, there is only one way out. And this way out is not the impossible mission becoming physically eternal, but by transferring your sense of identity from the physical body, which was created in time and destroyed in time, to consciousness that which is not subject to time. Time and space are byproducts of Saguna Ishvara, which itself is a byproduct of Nirguna Brahman, the only reality. We need to understand our true inner, free and independent Nirguna Atma, nature, to be free from this mouth of the Lord, the crocodile mouth that is eating us up gradually. Are you guys afraid of leaving the body, of dying? Good. So it's as if you are being served on a banana leaf and Ishvara is just picking some parts of you here and there, No, basically all of us are eatables for the Lord. Some of us are in the kitchen, some of us, depending upon the age, we already served in a leaf to the Lord. Some of us, Bhagwan has not yet seen because the dishes are so many before Bhagwan. This is a cruel description. Swamiji is really mean. Huh? Some of us, Bhagwan has not observed, or he has had a little bite here and there, but did not like the taste and then moved into another eatable and left you there hanging without one leg or something. So we saw that I went into the jaws of the death and came out. So I came without one leg, but it's okay. I survived the roar, the crocodile. Oh, yes, I had a heart attack and now I'm hanging there. How are you? I'm hanging there. So this is an American expression, very funny. Hanging there. It's not a very comfortable position to be hanging. All these descriptions are coming. Be read for these details. It's better we don't come for the next class because it's going to be all over the fear of old age and death, which lives in the heart of most all human beings. Disease, pain, suffering, death. All of them by understand that these are integral part of life. All of this to understand that there is no point of us trying to avoid it or try to not think about it. Because the more you avoid thinking about it, the more frightening it is going to become. So Arjuna, face your death. Face the death of everyone in the battlefield. And just be over it. Be done with it. Understand that it's the natural flow of life. And you are warrior. You are the general. You should be happy to die such a beautiful death. Death of someone trying to reestablish the Dharma. So you need to follow the teachings, contemplate these teachings, understand this natural, most fundamental law of this apparent creation, so that you are free from this basic, most fundamental fear, which disturbs human mind from the get-go. Now we are getting more descriptions. What is happening? People are entering the mouths of the Lord. Sooner or later, what's going to take place there? The whole Vishvarupa Darshana is Mahabharata battlefield. And Arjuna is going to start a war. And in a battle, thousands of people have to die. Therefore, Bhagwan's mouth is going to become busier and busier. Again, this is only symbolism. Arjuna says, many soldiers, O Lord, are entering, are being destroyed. All of these are symbolic expressions, remember. The war is beginning, and Arjuna now is clear about the fact that most people will lose their bodies there. No attachment should be there. Just imagine the position of a soldier, find himself in a war and everybody's behind you. Go, 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 go on the front line. You are on the front line. The big guys remain in the back saying, go, 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 and you have to go. If you don't go, you are freaked. If you go, you are freaked because, you may as well probably be the first one to fall, So we are fried in any case. And you have to be there in that kind of environment, knowing that you were sent there to die. And if it was a fair battle, a fair war, no, you are dying just so that the elite in control of this planet becomes richer and richer and controls more and more the masses. So Arjuna says many soldiers are going to die. It's all symbolism. He's getting this vision, a huge zoom lens, and he's getting a vision of who are the people entering. Now he's just amplifying his view. Oh my God, you too know. And oh my God, my son, he's seeing the details. It's better not to want to know the specifics. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, and even Arjuna's beloved son being destroyed. Not only the Kauravas are entering, are being destroyed, I see many soldiers from my side of the battlefield as well. This is Mahabharata war. Only 7 or 8 members are going to survive. Is that what it says? Very few people survive. 7 members, about 8 members, all of them are finished. The bottom line is that Krishna says that very few people will survive. All multitudes of kings have joined the party. It seems on those days they love to have a good war. It seems to be something not very uncommon with nowadays kings. You know, the kings of today are different. They are more coward because they don't go to war. They send people to war. So multitudes of kings, old days, there were many very small kingdoms, and everybody was to enjoy a good fight, a good war. Everybody's dying, and they are dying happy. All of this you see in the Mahabharata, in the Purana, and they said that there are some weapons they had there that are compared with atomic bomb. Is some the scriptures in Brahmastram. It's a weapon that can kill thousands of people at once. The tragedy is Arjuna asked for this vision from Krishna, and he want the vision for one single reason. The primary reason is what? Because he wants to be able to accept the deaths of the most beloved people that he had understood would have to die, such as bhi.ma and Drona. He wants to accept that most everybody was going to die. He could not even face that in his imagination. As we know, imagining things can create very much disturbance, emotional pain. Just what about the actual death? Before he was suffering, imagining that most people were going to die. Now he's seeing the movie, somehow through the eye of wisdom. He asked for it, but he's not really prepared for it. Now Arjuna is back in the same problem. Here in Visvarupa Darshan, he's seeing the actual deaths of all the people near and dear to him, and so on. We'll see that his own son, Abhimanyu, is going to have a very tragic death. Arjuna could not see it, immediately tried to forget about that vision. I cannot accept that. Now things get even worse for Arjuna. Therefore, there is a saying that says, be careful with what you wish for, with what you desire. Huh? Okay. Anything from you guys? Does anybody got depressed with this class today?
That would be easy, I guess, if you were more immature. But I was thinking about him, the whole state of, remember that saying all that Ramji used to say all the time, all love is directed toward the self or for the sake of the self.
Yeah.
So basically all Arjuna wants is peace. And he doesn't have the maturity to accept. So all of this is about giving him peace of mind, I guess.
Yeah, that's there is a depth in what you were saying. So all he wants is peace and happiness to everybody. And the irony of the situation is that after trying diplomatic agreements, he came to the point of understanding that nothing would work because the other side wants the war and destruction at any cost. And his difficulty is like, so when war is the only possible solution, because these people need to be destroyed, and then I need to accept that which is, inevitable, So, but fundamentally, he wants to have peace of mind. He wants to see people happy because anything that we desire is desire for the sake of the fullness and happiness of the very self we are. Every desire desires for that. Subconsciously, we want that. We want to reestablish our peace, our sense of completion and fullness. But we want to do that by, wanting things our way. Arjuna wants to have peace at any cost, and Krishna is trying to teach him a very hard lesson. It is sometimes it's a very dangerous thing because nowadays we see people in our world, the orange man saying that his goal is to bring peace with war. You get peace by war. You understand?
And then he goes and blows up ships in the ocean.
So we cannot refer to this, which is being delivered here, because nowadays those concepts are being misused as if, the wars that he's starting nowadays, they are legitimate, necessary, needed wars. No, it's just for and not only him or the United States, every powerful nation. We live like the Vikings, of the past, the previous millennium. We live like that. We are cruel people in this planet, If you see somebody weak around, it's the animal nature. I see it in my chicken coop. The stronger ones start beating up, and then as long as one of them gets weaker in terms of personality, and then it becomes, I would say, a bad beating.
Right.
So we have this animalistic nature. We want things our way. We accumulate power. Democracy does not exist anymore. And it's all about conquering by force. There is no legitimate wars anymore to be fought. And the fight nowadays is against human mind. They are conquering human mind, and they are going very fast with it now with the aid of AI. It's quite a war. I just hope Ishwar is going to find a way to win this, because fundamentally it's a spiritual war.
Or total dissolution and then start over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like with the internet and this ability to see around the world, it's like having divya chakshu. It's like that third eye is open to us and we're seeing all of this going on.
Yeah, well said. Very well said. Very, very nice conversation. Right, Mark?
Yeah, I was actually in India while your brother was dying, Arlindo. My mother was dying in England at the time. And I was in India at that time as well, attending James' seminar. And I went to see James and I talked to him about this. And he said to me, when somebody comes and talks to me about death, I don't really know what to say. He said, but I will tell you this, you're going to be next. And I thought at the time, well, this is a bit hard, but, there wasn't much compassion there. But actually, do you know what I mean? It was a big eye-opener. It was so spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, he said something similar, but with different words. He said, don't bother, it's all karma.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's all
I
true.
was not bothered by the death of my son, of my brother, but when I was there in Spain, Surrealila, there was a moment that I was a little bit disturbed with something happening to my son, and he was saying, "Don't bother, it's all calm."
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, dokie. Okay, we meet again tomorrow. Ishwara Willi. Namaste. Thank you. Om Purnamada. Purnamidam. Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya. Purnamevavashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Om Shwara
Thanks,
Namaste.
Alinda.
Thank you
Thanks,
I
all.
won't be able, I won't be
Uh,
able to attend tomorrow because I'm traveling back home tomorrow. But after that, yeah, I should be a regular attendee again.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Bye bye. Thank you. And no, doesn't matter. I can't even consider to move it for Wednesday because Wednesday I'm the one traveling. Okay.
Okay.
We do it without you tomorrow. Namaste.